Good afternoon. I'm New York State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. I'm pleased to be joined today by several of my colleagues in law enforcement, Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence John Miller, NYPD Chief of Intelligence Thomas Galati, Captain George Nohai of the New York State Police, Homeland Security Investigations Assistant Special Agent in Charge Alfred Rizzo, and from my own office, Deputy Attorney General Perry Kadanoff, who heads up our Organized Crime Task Force, and Chris Vesta, the Deputy Chief of our office's investigators. We're here today to announce the takedown of an international drug trafficking and money laundering ring, which we allege stretched from Brooklyn and Queens to Western New York, Massachusetts, parts of the Midwest, and to Europe and the Middle East. As a result of our joint investigation, we've indicted 17 defendants on 215 counts related to drug trafficking and money laundering. The top count alleged in the indictment is operating as a major trafficker, which can carry a life sentence. 3 of the defendants are charged with that crime. The drug ring was trafficking a drug called Khat, and we have some Khat here on the platform. It's fair to say that they were trafficking massive amounts of Khat, a plant native to East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. It contains cathinine, which is a stimulant similar to amphetamines, which is a Schedule I controlled substance under the New York State Public Health Law, and caffeine, which is Schedule IV controlled substance. Khat has been identified by the National Institute of Health as addictive, and it has effects similar to some of the effects of amphetamines. As we allege in our indictment, this investigation, which was led by our office's Organized Crime Task Force and the NYPD's Intelligence Division, along with our partners in Homeland Security and the State Police, revealed that defendants funneled thousands of pounds of Khat from Europe to Manhattan via UPS store locations, and from there the defendants transported the drug to Brooklyn, Queens, Rochester, and Buffalo, New York, and to other states, including Massachusetts, Minnesota, and Ohio. Khat is most potent when it's fresh, which means that trafficking rings like this have to be organized and efficient. They have to transport the Khat from Africa, where it is grown, to users in the United States very quickly. And it was a sophisticated organization moving large quantities of the drugs into the United States and moving large amounts of money, millions of dollars, out of the United States. We are alleging that the proceeds from the illegal sales of the drug were wired from one defendant, primarily in Minnesota, to another in Dubai. While Khat is not well known outside of East Africa and the Middle East, it has been found to be addictive. There's evidence linking the use of the drug to liver damage, cardiac problems, insomnia, and it also exacerbates mental health problems. I am grateful for the cooperation of our law enforcement partners, without who this wide-ranging investigation would not have been possible. And we have now taken down some very serious money launderers and drug traffickers. 14 have already been arrested, and one will be in custody in another city in the United States within hours. Before we hear from our colleagues in the NYPD, let me say a few words for our Spanish-speaking audience. Estos criminales estaban inundando nuestras calles con drogas peligrosas. Ahora están cárcel. Las drogas matan a nuestras comunidades y vamos a seguir sometiendo a los narcotraficantes. Thank you, and I'd now like to introduce Deputy Commissioner of Intelligence, NYPD, Tom Miller.
Thanks, boss.
Thank you.
This investigation spans a period of approximately a year, involves many of the different investigative resources of the NYPD, but moreover, an incredible amount of partnership. The advice from prosecutors here in the State Attorney General's office, the resources of the New York State Organized Crime Task Force, the State Police, our partners in Customs and Border Patrol, all of that comes together to take on an international drug network that from an intelligence standpoint is important to understand. It's key to understand these networks, how they work, where the money flow goes. And that is something that we've learned over a period of time. These are networks that are adaptable, profitable, and obviously have an effect on society. So this is a case that involves Khat. There are only a relatively small number of these cases across the United States and seizures. But having been in Yemen and seen the effect when Khat is used widely across the society, it's an important case. And I want to thank the Attorney General and the team that helped put it together.